Hi, my name is Ramiro Rivera, and this is my second evidence, the video essay. There has been many historical events throughout the 21st century and the 20th century, but one of the most affecting our continent and our neighbors, the US, was the Great Depression. And through this historical event came different repercussions like the New Deal. The Great Depression was an economic downturn that started on October 24, 1929, with the stock market crash, also known as the Black Thursday, the worst and longest economic downturn in the industrial world. In 1933, the unemployment reached 15 million Americans and half the banks did not work. Thousands of people starved for food and live in extreme poverty until Roosevelt was elected for president, and he created a New Deal, a path to the recovery of the US Depression. Throughout 1933 and the next 8 years, FDR changed forever how the federal government had a role in the economy. There were programs like the WPA that provided 8.5 million jobs, the Wagner Act, and the Social Security Act in 1935 that gave pensions to millions of citizens, unemployment insurance, among other things that still function till today. In conclusion, the New Deal included different social programs and policies and gave a very important role to the federal government. The New Deal had important positive effects on the Cardenism economy and their government, with a good neighbor policy established in 1933 by FDR, gave the Mexican president an advantage of this deal and implemented new policies on his government and in the economic affairs. Throughout the years, there has been many different people that argue that the New Deal was not effective as it seems. The main goal of the New Deal was to reduce unemployment in the US and boost the economy with many agencies, but the big spending did not help. As Kirian Neal said, at the beginning of the New Deal in 1933, the unemployment was 24.9%. By 1938, unemployment was 20%, a disappointing 4.9% from the total. This was not a good solution for the short-term and painful unemployment spike. He also argues that in 1941 is when the economy finally starts to recover. But the Lend-Lease program contributed to this because this boosted the US and helped Britain in her fight against Germany. In other words, the New Deal was not enough. The Secretary of Treasury in Roosevelt's administration in 1939 said, in quoting, "We have never made good on our promises. I say after 8 years of this administration, we have just as much unemployment as we started, and an enormous debt to boot." On the other hand, many Americans agree that the New Deal was a good solution in response to the Great Depression, because FDR brought hope to the country and he provided multiple plans for the US recovery. According to Bria Silva, was indeed an effective response and it provided temporary relief and paved the path for extensive government reforms that continue till today. All of his bank legislations were aimed at eliminating fear, restoring confidence, and planting seeds of hope. She also argues that the programs not only gave relief, but also recovery for the country, providing millions of jobs, growth in the economy, and solutions that still work till today, like the reform of the Social Security Act. In conclusion, there has been many opinions against and in favor of the New Deal. But what I think is that it helped the US to recover from the biggest depression in the industrial world. And if there are many points to improve this New Deal, we can think as this New Deal as an effective way to recover the US country, and the New Deal was something good for the country and its people. We should not focus on the bad things, instead on the success it had. Thank you.